What's up, everybody? Brett Allen here with the Brett Allen Show. And today we are talking about this new film, sort of a horror thriller revenge story, The Retaliators, which will be released in theaters September 14th from Better Noise Films. We're chatting with the star himself, Michael Lombardi, of this and other great projects. Thank you for your time.
Hey, thank you so much for having me, Brett.
Yes, well, I've been a huge fan for a long time. We were joking before we started taping about Rescue Me and all the other projects he's been a part of. But let's talk about this film because from what I understand, it's written by the Gear brothers and loosely based on a true story. So let's talk about it. How did this project come about for you?
Yeah, we'll get this. Okay. We're going to tie in some stuff here, which is crazy. So back in the early 2000s, mid 2000s, I had a band and we had a record deal. It was written into my storyline of Rescue Me too. And my music manager at the time, I'm an East Coast guy. I was in New York, but I spent a lot of time in LA. Of course, I'm back and forth. And he said to me, hey, you have to go write with these brothers. They're called the Gear Brothers. They're amazing songwriters. They had a great band. And so I used to drive from LA down to Southern California and write with them. And our taste, just creatively, we were so aligned, we really hit it off and stayed very close with them. And some years had passed because being on different coasts, we hadn't talked for a while. And I was doing a charity event and I was singing one of the songs called When Heaven and Hell Collide that we wrote together. And I called Darren and I said, hey, man, I got to drop this half a step. It's not my band. I'm trying to do this. What do you think? Hey, what have you been up to? And he goes, oh, Michael, I've been writing screenplays, my brother and I. And I knew how talented this dude was. And I go, send me them. And he sent me the Retaliators and I fell in love with it. Now, this is crazy. I'm going to do this charity event. At the charity event is Alan Kovac, who is the CEO and founder of Better Noise Music, which is a huge record label. I mean, the guy's a legendary music manager. Now he had Meatloaf, he had the Bee Gees. Now he's got Debbie Harry, Blondie. He's got Motley Crue, Five Finger Death Punch, Papa Roach, Ice Nine Kills, goes on and on, over 40 bands. So I bring him the Retaliators and he goes, let's do this. He's the guy behind it. He's had so much passion and loyalty to me. So that was 3 years ago. And here we are. The last thing, and I don't want to ramble too much, but I got to tie this in. You talked about the origin of this story. This story is about revenge. It's a revenge thriller horror. It's a crazy ride. Revenge being the oldest story in the books, right? It's like as old as Shakespeare writing about love. It's a very primal thing. The writers, several years ago, their little sister was walking home from a party in Northern California and something tragic happened. It was very brutal, I should say. She didn't die, but it was brutal. And I could go into the whole story. That's a whole nother thing. But through it and through what happened, through what this guy did to her, they had to go through court cases and trials. And the brothers, as a way of therapy, they said, hey, and this is the story. What would you do if you had a minute alone with the person who hurt your loved one? They said, imagine if there was a service that could be provided where we can have a minute alone with this guy, because they saw what their sister was going through, what the trial, what was happening. Get this, she was in probie school at the time. She was becoming a firefighter. And through this healing, her favorite show was Rescue Me. Now, we didn't even know any of this. It's so serendipitous. And I bring up this angle because you were talking about Rescue Me with me earlier and Adam Ferrara, who you had on. And it's a hero story because all these years later, she's now a female firefighter captain, one of the only few in the country. So she healed, she came. And I'm the lead and the producer of her movie, which again isn't based on what happened to her, but that whole concept. So it's pretty incredible.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's always interesting how those things work out the way that they do. And I don't believe in happy accidents necessarily. I think when we choose, especially in the creative space, to be a part of something, there's always some sort of connection. Even us having this conversation, about this movie and just your career, really. And the cast in this is just like, horribly amazing. There's so many people in this movie, and music. I mean, you all just did a really good job. Um, and I've had a chance to watch it a couple times, so thank you, for the ability to do that. If there was a message, for fans to get, or some sort of something on a very visceral level that you hope people can take away from, is there one particular thing that you want people to grasp onto, or really there's just lots of messages, that are buried in the film?
Yeah, no, I thank you so much for your words, man. What I think is this: look, no movies for everybody, right? And what I
Right.
love about hopefully what we've done here is you read a script, there's a movie, you shoot it, there's another movie, and you edit it. And hopefully you get close to what you read off the page and what turned you on to begin with. What I'm happy about is from what people have come back and told me, and from what I feel, most important in through, is that a lot of those little Easter eggs, those winks at the 80s, the topics of morality, religion, and justice, it being a horror in the third act, getting crazy, like, hopefully from a person who inspires me. I don't even want to, a Tarantino-esque third act, hopefully that
Oh
gets
yeah.
crazy. And the nod, like the Sin City-esque graphic novel feel, all that stuff that jumped off the page to me, and the music, like you said, is hopefully that what you get at the end of the day. But what I really think is, if people can go, at the end of the day, it's a popcorn fun movie, right? It's crazy. It's a roller coaster ride. You don't know what's around the next corner, but maybe you could also go out and have a bite to eat or a drink afterward and have a little conversation about the morality, the religion, and the justice. And you hope a lot of people during the film are all for, like, let's say the Jed character and what he's doing, and then maybe the other are on the fence about it. So you could ask some questions, and it could be thought-provoking as well.
Yeah, I mean, Escape from LA, Escape from New York. I mean, just a love letter to some. I mean, I'm 48 and I remember watching these films.
Yeah.
Judge Dredd, even, I think, a little bit, just very iconic moments. I want to say thank you for your time. I think, I, again, as I said at the beginning, I've been a huge fan. And when the opportunity came about to talk to you about this movie, I want people to watch it. It's The Retaliators, which will be available in theaters September 14th. Again, from the folks at Better Noise Films. We've been chatting with the star, Michael Lombardi. Thank you for your time, my friend. It's been an honor.
Thank you so much. It's really been a pleasure, and I thank you for your time and your kind words. Thank you.